Hey Guardians, gboccia here with another edition of Become Legend. This is a Crucible episode covering how to read the radar, your positioning, and your movement around the map. The goal of the video is to show you how to move efficiently through cover, read your radar so you can challenge enemies, and get away safely. Movement and positioning are some of the most important aspects of PvP. It leaves you prepared for a gunfight, instead of being caught with your pants down, keeps you alive. The more it becomes second nature, the better you'll become. In the clip I've been showing you, I'm demonstrating how to use cover properly with that barrier in front of me. My teammates are pushed up high enough to give me callouts, and I use the radar to successfully make a couple picks and get some primary cleanups. So let's go over how I'm reading the radar exactly. Reading it correctly tells me the distance that my enemy is coming from, which lets me choose the proper weapon to engage the enemy with. Here I'm with my good friend Killstagevirus, and we're just going to show you exactly the distance that you can get on your radar. If you look in the top left, I have a thin line. It's about at 31 meters. As I move up towards Killstage, you can see that at about 20 meters or so, I start to get the entire section there is filled out in red. It stays in that until I'm about 5 meters away. Then I have a blinking red circle, which lets me know that the enemy is quite literally on top of me at that point. Now we're going to demonstrate how crouching affects the radar. Even though I'm within 20 meters, Killstage has crouched and gone invisible. The radar blinks every 5 to 6 seconds now while he's crouched and invisible. As he stands up, it'll trigger the radar again, but once he goes invisible, he disappears from radar and doesn't blink again for another 5 to 6 seconds. Here we're going to go over how Keen Scout works. So it looks like when somebody is hunted, or you have them marked. As you notice on the radar, it actually puts a little dot where he's at as long as I'm inside of the 20 to 30 meter area. Keeps him marked through the walls until he's no longer hunted. I'm going to show you how elevation works. As you can see, the radar is no longer a dark red. It fades a little bit to show difference in elevation. While marked with Keen Scout, the dot will actually draw a little down arrow to demonstrate that Killstage was below me. Here we'll have him jump back up. You can see the change again in the radar, and once marked, the dot now correctly reflects an up arrow to show that he is above me. In this clip, I notice an enemy might be in the tunnel. Another is likely outside of the A door here on Shores in Time. I quickly check with my sniper rifle, looking for a pick, and I keep rechecking the radar when I don't see anybody crosses. I sit down here, takes me off of radar, allows me to pan to see where the enemy's at. At this point, he reappears on the radar, so I assume he's over near the special box. I peek, immediately to grab a quick kill, and back away to safety. This next clip, I'm on Rusted Lands. I have an enemy nearby me. I identify him as probably in the Poga area. As I begin to move up, he starts to shift around like he's going towards the half wall, so I back up a little bit and reread the radar. Tells me he's going back to Poga, so this time I pursue. I jump out to avoid the initial shot. I'm able to get the kill. So let's see what it's like when you misread the radar. Here I read the radar initially, noticing an enemy's to the right, and then there's another one ahead. So I jump up and pursue. I get a nice little cleanup kill, but I make a bad read at this point. I assume this player is further away from me, probably near the door, down the steps. When I jump up to take cover, he's actually right in front of me and guns me down with last word. Alright, so maybe you know how to read the radar pretty well now, but you still need to know how to position yourself correctly in order to win a gunfight and help your teammates. Let's take a look at a couple clips here. I'm going to play this first clip with sound, that way you can listen to my callouts and understand probably why I died here and why my positioning was very poor, even though I read the radar correctly. Oh, Tibby is in Shrine. I got 2 in back C.
You pushed out from C.
Yeah. Initially, my position is pretty good. I'm taking a lot of cover, and I'm looking at the only angle that I care for, which is the sniping lane here. Unfortunately, I miss, but when I see that there's enemies in the cave, I decided to push up to the corner. This is a bad decision because I only have 1 out. So as soon as I move away, the guy that was in the shrine area actually kills my buddy and collapses on me. I have no way out. A better choice here probably would have been to go back around the rock and look down river into the sea cave as opposed to trying to get an angle from that corner. Now, just because I died in that spot doesn't make it a bad spot, it just means that my decision making was bad and my positioning got me killed. Here's another clip showing kind of the opposite. I'm still moving into that position.
Getting water.
Behind a rock again.
There's a good guy. Lost side.
He's in A.
He's in A.
He's in A door. Yeah, nice, dude. I'm moving to a covered position against some fairly skilled opponents, so I didn't even challenge at the river sniping spot. Radar tells me that I probably have at least one enemy behind the rock, so I zoom in and get a kill. But I notice that his buddy doesn't hide, so I repeat again. As I de-scope, I notice I have an enemy at the A door, and I call him out as I fall back into cover. This keeps me safe. The difference between this clip and the previous one is I have a nice back out plan, and I have teammates to support my plan. The last thing I want to focus on for this video is how to use cover and strafe correctly in order to win your one-on-one engagements, since you know how to read the radar and position yourself correctly now. In this initial clip, I'm in a bad position, but let's not focus on that here. Instead, let's focus on how my enemy strafes left and right to pull my reticle off of his head. A couple of my shots miss, and because of that, I died. I sat there by myself, not moving. I made myself an easy target. Alright, so let's come full circle here. Go back to the initial clip on Vertigo. See how I correctly move in and out of cover to avoid taking unnecessary damage. Read the radar and get a couple kills. The third enemy begins to push my position. I have to reload at this point, so I use the barrier as cover and fall back to avoid taking a shotgun rush. Bought myself some time, allowed my team to help secure a kill while the spark runner ignites the rift. That's going to do it for this episode of Become Legend. Thanks for watching, Guardians.